Let's go. All right. Here we are. So, Jason, always good to see you, man. One of our top dog foremen out there. You've done a number of PwrCell installs. Haha, my man. And, we're on another PwrCell project today. The data was a little scuffed last time with Chaw, so hopefully we can get a good reception and you can take us through, especially the PwrCell location. Love to see that. Yep. And Jason, just to make introductions, I'm not sure if you can see him on the phone or not. In the Discord call, we got Craig Sermon from Generac here. He's a loyal friend of West Haven. We've known Craig for years, actually. And, special note, Craig is coming on site at the West Haven facility June 11th. We're going to talk about this a little bit more, but you kind of got yourself a pretty hot dog rig out there. I don't know if you got any photos. I'd love if you send me some photos, and I'll pull them up on stream because you got the Generac van that we're all pretty jealous of. And we're excited to have you come on site June 11th. We're going to stream that whole event, too, make that a whole big thing, and we'll try to orchestrate a whole bunch of shenanigans and stupidity for everyone to enjoy on stream. And we get serious about our business, and then we get like completely opposite, which was complete immaturity, which makes things a lot more fun. Anyhow, Jason, what do we got, dude?
All right, so we got a full battery cabinet, 6 batteries. We got a ground mount, 20 panels, and nice long trench for that to where we're going. But we got that wire pull done today. That was fun.
How long a wire pull?
Everything. There's our panel upgrade.
Okay.
Our inverter, transfer switch.
Here we go.
That's about as far as we've got here. Let me walk you over to the battery cabinet.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna want Then I'm gonna want you to go back to that install real quick because I want to show that.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You take us to the battery. Everyone wants to see that.
Oh.
But then we'll walk through the whole main panel and flow of the transfer switches because I've got it represented in a single line diagram essentially, but we can kind of point out to everybody how it actually works. Oh, look at this. That's awesome. Is this is an upgrade for the PwrCell. They came up with the outdoor enclosure. We've been utilizing this, Craig. It's been working out great. A lot more options. Do we pour a little concrete pad for that too?
Yep. Oh yeah. I do a little pad for this.
So what a great install. What a great idea. It looked like the main service panel, the inverter was in an area with a lot of sun, and it looks like you guys went and installed the battery in an area that'd be a little cooler. So we're extending the longevity of the batteries. We're making sure that these batteries are going to last longer for homeowners. And it's awesome to see that you guys did that extra little bit of detail, that extra little piece of security for your homeowner. That's awesome.
No, we actually care, man. That's, real talk from us. One thing, Craig, we're serious about is just keeping our promises. We're here to exist for 1,000 years. This organization has 1,000-year mission. So that we don't get to be around for 1,000 years if we're not keeping our promises. So, understanding what a homeowner actually has on their hands by way of their system, like we get to know that and then make all the right choices so that our promises are secured. Always going a little extra mile. Got a little concrete pad out there to hold this enclosure nice and tight for them. And that looks good. And then, Jason, is it possible you can take the cover off that unit for us?
Yeah. 1 second. Let me find it.
Yeah, no worries.
Top box?
Yep, no worries. Probably got to get a screwdriver. But I like to show because they got the full 6 cells, so we can show the inside of the unit how the full 6 cells work. And, this is a beast. And I love the homeowners. I normally, don't ask them to come on stream. Not everyone wants to come on stream. They're a little bit scared of being out in the World Wide Web, but we'll get some in here, Craig, on another one where we can actually ask them about their experience. Real talk about the PwrCell system and what that's done for them. And the homeowners I've spoken with are like, they're thrilled. They feel secure, they feel safe. And a lot of these folks that are getting these systems, obviously in California, like we don't have a reliable power grid. This thing fails. And it always fails when you need it the most, of course. And you know, they feel real, like their sense of peace and security. I mean, they really feel it. It's a different feeling when you're protected and when your home's protected. You know, power is important. You don't recognize it till it goes off. You know, and then here's Generac, bam, fixing that all up. So this looks good, Craig. Here it is, real world install right here, 6 cell. What do you think?
Beautiful, beautiful. So you got 3 battery modules there in the front end. You guys can see that on the back side. You have additional 3 kW or 3 battery modules on the back, and then there up on top you have some of the cooling there. You also have the battery management unit. So that's pretty much the brain of the battery cabinet, sits right up on top of that. So, man, what a great looking install. Kudos to you guys on that one.
Yeah, it looks good. You know, these guys did a really good job on putting that in, and yep, definitely located that right in the shade. We're in the hotter time of the day, obviously. So they put it on the right side of the wall. All this stuff matters, and I'm glad to see. You know, you don't get everybody every time that recognizes this stuff, Craig. You've obviously been in the game and done your training. Takes a keen eye to pick those things up, so thanks for noticing that. But Jason, can you kind of take us over to where the inverter is and the transfer switches? Because I want to show everybody that's tuned into the stream, you know, what this is looking like. And we got a few other people in the chat. What's up, Tubrog? What is up? And what's up, MJ Hyped Up? How you doing, bro? He's actually from Texas, one of our longtime digital friends. We got a lot of digital friends out here that have, you know, come paid us a visit on the stream. One of my missions on here too, you know, Craig, is actually, we're on Twitch. It's obviously a little bit different platform, right? But people recognize real quick how powerful it is once they just tune into the stream and are like, oh my God, this is insane. And, you know, one of my main missions too is educating Generation Z about the power industry. And so they make the right choices on what to do next. And it was actually, you know, one of the Gen Z streamers that she came in here. Crazy story how I met her, but she came in here and, you know, we built this whole stream together in like 2 days. You know, these Gen Zers they're smart. They're very capable, and they shouldn't be underestimated. And so I'm always here encouraging them and then also teaching them about the power game. They don't pay power bills yet, but they're going to.
Wait, you'll come in with a fun one. 200, I think right now I'm paying $300 a month. I'm renting, so solar's not an option for me. But man, that's one of the first things I'm getting on my house because it's painful. $300 a month's a lot of money, man, and that's with my wife coming behind me and turning off the thermostat. That's with her guidance. So. Good for them, man. Craig, good for you guys.
Craig, I might have to derail this whole stream and go right into a sales consultation for you, sir. It sounds like we can't really get off this stream until we've got you as one of our loyal clients. That's what I'm understanding right now.
Hey, we're close, man. We're close to buying a house, so when it gets close, man, I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call.
I happen to know a product that really works well in the marketplace. Probably be perfect for you.
Yeah, I might know it. I might know an installer, man. But that would be fun, right? We could do these streams, and then you could actually see my house and how it's done up on the roof.
Let's do it. I'll do a full site. You know what?
I love it, man. I love it.
We'll do a full site audit. We'll send one of our site auditors over there, and I'll send a full. You know, we'll show how we actually, you know, skin up the whole house and get you dialed in, keep to our promises. And yeah, you know, Fantasy Cheese, he's ready to learn. He's ready to learn. So I love the names on Twitch too. Like, you can't beat that, right? Like, we're talking about all this stuff, and then it's like you get these awesome names that come in. Like, I like Fantasy Cheese. So I just appreciate being able to say those things in the midst of super serious talk. So anyhow, let's get a load of this here, Craig, because they got the full 9 here going on. Jason, you want to take us through the components of what we got here? Because I'm going to reference them. I've actually got on the screen the various components on kind of a single drawing.
Yeah, I'll kind of take you from the service. So we had to do electrical panel upgrade at this site, and it is actually where our new sub panel was. So we had to actually bump it over because all the circuits were coming out of the back right where this panel is. So the new one kind of had to go over here, redo the whole drop and everything.
Yeah.
So pretty much, you know, your PG&E's coming in, and then we're actually taking the power here from this lug block, and then that's going to come up right into the top of our transfer switch here. And then right from the bottom here lugs are always top feeding our all house circuits on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much how this one had to end up going. All
Nice.
the circuits were coming in from behind this panel. So to make this a whole home setup, we had to do this double panel setup.
Yep. So
feed it from there.
no, that's awesome. So in this particular situation, Craig, we're using the Generac. You know, there's a few different ways to configure these. Obviously, we can use the internal 50 amp switch that's inside the power core. For this homeowner, they want to back up everything, so we're using the actual Generac main, 200 amp rated, full transfer switch there. So this is a I call this a grid liberator. This is a grid liberation system. Like, we could shut the main breaker off of this house, walk away. This homeowner wouldn't, probably would not know that they were not paying the utility a dime till, of course, they get their bill and they see it's totally zero. That's why I love Generac, because I can say that kind of stuff with the product. So
yeah, and that ATS there will, what happens is the inverter then detects that there's no AC signal coming from the grid, so grid power is no longer there. That automatic transfer switch then swaps over, and then as you guys can see, they're pretty much backing up their whole home off solar or batteries, right? Solar during the day and batteries at night. So that, one of my favorite responses when I talk to homeowners that get Generac PwrCell, I always ask, I actually talked to a guy up in Sacramento a couple weeks ago, and I said, hey, how's the system working? He goes, I don't really know. He goes, we had a power outage, but I couldn't tell. I didn't even know we had a power outage. And what a great response, right? You're looking, you'd hope they'd say, oh, it's going great, we love it. But what a great response is, he didn't even know what turned on. I mean, that's the goal. The goal is to give that resiliency. So if the grid, anything happens, you have that backup power and it's instant. It's a couple second delay there, and depending on how the configuration's set up. But hey, to have the powers dim for a couple seconds and everything to back on and you don't even notice, I love it, man. That's beautiful. So kudos to you guys for the whole home install there.
Yeah,
I mean, they're taken care of.
That's
set.
Awesome. They're set, and that's how it works. It's good to explain that to homeowners. That's what you'll experience. So, you lose the power goes out for a few seconds, and then it comes right back in, and that's because but it's done automatically. It's all done automatically through transfer switches, and that's the one thing that's nice. These aren't new devices. Generac's been making these for decades. Little wires sensing that the utility is on, so the switch stays in one position. As soon as it loses that utility voltage, so the utility somehow loses its power because it's unreliable, you can't count on it, and it costs too much money, it picks that up, automatically transfers over. Within just a few more seconds, you're back on, up and running. It's important to know that too, because we do get a lot of folks that are on medical devices, and they need uninterrupted power. So they can't even break for the 3 seconds. Those are other devices. And we want to make sure that, we get that question a lot too. Oh, will this run all my medical devices? For that, you need uninterrupted power supplies, which are normally they're smaller kind of plug-in devices. This will run the main power, but this isn't for medical equipment, where it can't turn off for a single second. That's a different device. I always have to make that clear for everyone out there.
For sure, and just to throw a little fun fact out there, that in 1969, Generac created the first ATS out there. So Generac, before that, it was a manual transfer switch. So the power would go out, you'd walk outside, and I assume, and this is just me guessing, but Wisconsin's super cold, so if the power goes out, you have to walk outside in the blizzard and shut off your unit. So they thought fairly quickly at the beginning of Generac that they needed something that was automatic. They needed something where Mr. and Mrs. Jones can sit next to the fireplace if it's cold outside, and that's what's great is it is automatic, and you can add things like UPSs. You could add different ways to back up the system. I'm sure we're going to talk about at some point adding a generator where we are Generac. So there's so much that you could do with the system too.
We're going to go into that. We're not even close to done, Craig. I got to come through with my promise, man. We got to exhaust. They got to know everything. If they watch this stream, they know everything. That's our YouTube bit, know everything, and we mean it. Yeah. So we got a quick question in the chat here. Is solar difficult to install? How often do people want the batteries and panels to do the installation themselves? Super great question. This is my opinion, of course. but it's based on years of experience. And I'm a, certified licensed electrician myself. Solar is not a do-it-yourself product. It's just not. It can be dangerous. Is it easy to install? Yes, if you're a professional, because we know what we're doing. It's one of those things where it's one wrong turn and you're really wishing you didn't embark upon it yourself. It's not like, there's certain do-it-yourself projects, painting, some carpentry work, maybe some very light plumbing. But when it comes to electricity, this is serious business because it'll kill people. One wrong move and it can kill you. It can cause incredible damage, or it can, the worst of all is it can burn things down. And it does happen. So I really, there are some do-it-yourself solar projects which are like super, they're not really attached to the home. They're not tying into main, circuit panels or breakers. But, if you haven't been trained in opening, a live circuit box and shutting things off and wiring into circuit panels safely, and without any, question, I really don't recommend embarking on like installing your own full solar system on a home with a battery backup tied into an electrical panel. I don't recommend it. There's other do-it-yourself kits that are just kind of standalone by themselves, and they even give you the parts to just kind of like plug everything in, and the plugs are made very safe. That's different. But I really, again, it's my opinion, but it's based on really safety. And I've seen horrible things. We have a term in this industry called solar orphans. You must have heard of this one, Craig. You heard of the solar orphan term?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately,
there's a lot of them, and these are installs where like an installer is now out of business, or they're not around any longer, and so their system has become an orphan. It doesn't have the person that gave birth to it or fully procured it around any longer. So we get a lot of solar orphans, and some of those orphans, and we take care of them. We got a great program, take care of everyone, and assume that system and put it in our folds. However, some of the worst ones I've seen are the do-it-yourselves, because it's like, and I don't want to insult anyone, but when it comes to safety, if I'm about to get smacked, you can go ahead and smack me first. I don't want to get hit that bad. I don't want to get hurt really bad. And, you can cause like a very dangerous situation to occur, which the danger happening to you is one level of bad. The danger happening to someone else is a whole nother level of bad. And, so yeah, that's just my rant on do-it-yourself solar. I don't recommend it at all. We got another question. Do you do installs not on the roof? Like, do y'all build a structure to hold your solar panels? That way they don't go on the roof. Heck yeah. Hey, Jason, is there any way we can show the ground mount? MJ hyped up. We're actually on an installation where we built the whole installation outside the house. It's on the ground. And I think we used the ground screws for it, right, man?
Yep. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, cool. So we got the whole ground. We're heavy duty in this game, so we install like crazy. So even our ground mounts, we use the screws. We just screw them right into the ground. We got this big old ground screw machine that does it. So I hope his data holds true, but he'll take us right over there, MJ, and we'll show you our ground mount and the ground screws. I don't know if there's a screw there. These screws are pretty awesome.
look how far that PV system is away from the home. Just kind of shows the versatility to solar, where it doesn't necessarily need to be on the rooftop.
This was he just did the wire pull. That's what he was talking about earlier. The wire pull was a beast. It was a 400. Yeah, this is a 450-foot trench that we had to go motoring through, and so yeah, that was quite the run there, and yeah. So Fantasy Cheese asking, is there a benefit to not having the panels on your roof? No, there's not a particular benefit. It's really based, Fantasy on exposure, such as, the panels, they work when they're facing the sun. And so if a roof is totally, shaded over all day long, then we look for an alternative location. And many times that would be what we call a ground mount location. So here's a ground array. Dude, this thing is far. He's been walking for days. This is a serious job. But here's a classic display where we built this solar array remotely. So it's just like I always get the greatest sense of just accomplishment seeing this stuff because this homeowner's set. Like they're so good right now. PwrCell 18 and 8 kW solar array. Ground mount located. Let's see if you can zoom in on the screws. Yeah, so that's a big screw just screwed right into the ground. Nice, dude. I'm stoked that we have the data. And that's a Oleander, pole mount system, Iron Ridge. And so that's cool. And this wasn't even scripted. Like he asked me that question. He had no idea that we did this. MJ's in Texas. He's one of my friends from Texas, actually. Bad as. Yes, indeed, sir. It looks tight. Looks super tight. Beefy screws, no doubt. And if anyone in the company is watching this stream right now, which I know they are, and if we have a screw in the warehouse, just bring it into the stream lab. I'll show the size of these screws on stream right now, just to show you guys. Talk about a beefy screw. These are beefy screws. You won't know till it's Trailser's on it. Okay, we're about to see. We're about to see the size of one of these screws, Craig. These things are out of control.
This is what I love about Twitch, though. We were chatting about this yesterday on how the audience can be interactive. We could sit here and talk about things and answer questions. I mean, this is so awesome. I hope to be on these more with you, Brett, and hope to see more people.
I'm signing you up, Craig. You've been the best guest yet so far, man. These streams have gone horrible till you got here, sir. No, I'm just
I'll take it, man. I won't question that.
Come on. No, we'd love to have you on. Like, we're already coming up with all these, killer ideas together. I'd love to have you on a ton of times. I want to come to your house and walk through a whole, hey, here's our checklist of how we actually audit a person's house and how we size up the PwrCell system. And, we haven't even nerded out on the generator aspect yet, which we're going to nerd out on in just a second. We can show, on your home, okay, well, here's where we put a generator. Here's what, we can go through that whole deal. We got that whole content coming. And, of course, we have you come in. We got the screw. Okay. Yeah, just bring it on over. This is going to be ridiculous. But, we got the van coming through. I want to go through the Generac van. So come on anytime, man, and we can chat it up about this. And there's a lot of relevant information, as you can see. So, there's everything we're talking about here, people want to know. Like, I don't think there's been a minute of this stream that hasn't been directly relevant to a homeowner. Dude, all right, show them, Dave. See, there it is. Check out that. That's a real screw. That thing's serious, but that's what's holding that ground mount up. That's
almost looks like Honey Shrunk the Kids. Remember how small stuff looks massive? Like that's crazy, man.
But so here, let's just put it all together on stream. So big beefy screws and crystals are powering the world. That's a silicon crystal, just raw, straight out of the earth, Craig. So I always like to show people that it's crystal power, because that's what it is. So we got crystal power and beefy screws. Yeah, no, that's a screw. Can you maybe turn it over so they can see the actual screw head? But yeah, dude, check it out. Let's get it close. All right. What you got going on? What this one drove right into the ground, huh? But yeah, check out that bad boy. Ground screw. So you need something installed. We got it. Dude, thanks, Dave. It's appreciate it. Huh? I know, they're just cool. I mean, they are very cool. There's something enjoyable about those. I don't know what it is. Thank you so much, man. I seriously appreciate that.
That's awesome.
So, Jason, I think, man, once again, you've done a great job in showing us this job site. This is a PwrCell, probably by perfect install demonstration all the way around. So thank you, man. I'll let you get back to your job site, actually, unless you want to hang out. And as long as we're not interrupting you, dude, like, this is a great image of the ground mount. I'm kind of liking this. But, you know, if you got to walk back to the job, we can keep you on. You can show us what you're doing, whatever you like, dude. I just want to kind of release you and not hold you up. These guys been out there all day starting the system up, Craig. So, you know, got to respect.
Looks like a lot of work. Yeah.
But here we got some more good questions coming in. Is solar just as effective in cold climates, or is the amount of sunlight the only concern? No, weather plays a huge portion in electron flow. So the colder the climate, the faster and the less resistance. So the colder the climate, the less resistance the electricity has to flow. It just moves faster in colder climates. So climate is a huge concern when we are designing the systems, because they really crank out a lot of power. There's nothing more high that produces more power than a very sunny, cold day. That's like just power galore. And we've got Kevzok Papalottabacks. Again, you gotta love Twitch for the names, man. And beefy screws and crystals. Crystals power the world. I like that. Beefy screws and crystals.
Hey, there's a West Haven shirt in the future right there.
That is, right? Beefy screws and crystals. We'll power you up.
Yeah, that's killer.
Too funny. Well, Craig, you know what? I think, you know, I'll let Jason go. I'll go ahead and kind of release the podcast mode, because we haven't fully finished talking about the Generac system yet. And I want to fulfill my promise. I want to talk about the generator interface, how that works. I want to get more into the flow of the whole thing, so that anybody that actually, you know, sits here and watches this whole stream is like, they know everything inside and out about the Generac PwrCell, and, you know, they know for sure that they're making a good choice. That's, you know, the big thing we want to overcome too is people's doubts and fears and concerns about the product. So of course it's, you know, you got to know who you're dealing with that's going to ultimately install this, the installer or the integrator. In our case, that's West Haven Power. So if you're in, you know, Northern California or Texas, hit us up. I think you get a good sense of the quality of work we do. We only partner with the best, and people are, you know, we have a strong reputation because it's not easy to have Generac come on the stream and be comfortable, right? So appreciate you, Craig, for, you know, making that move to come over here and be with us. You know that we're the real deal. We're going to install these products, right? Make sure they work. And it is a partnership to work together with the manufacturer to make these things actually do their job for the homeowner. And that's, you know, that's the partnership. So I'm going to release Jason here, Craig. So let me just go to a be right back scene, and I'll pull us back in 1 second, man. Just hold on. Jason, thank you so much, man. Seriously appreciate you.
Yeah, great work, Jason.
No problem, guys.
Take care, man. I'm going to put you in the waiting room. Really appreciate you. I'll see you at the end of the day.